Hey everybody, welcome to the Office 365 Pulse. We have the whole crew here today. We once again have a weird listing, I feel, of what's available and what's not available. So we can go through and see what we can come up with for updates. And we don't have anything in canceled, so we will skip that one this week, of course. But Tom, why don't you start us off with in development?
Sure. Couple things that popped up that I thought were either cute or really, really interesting. One which falls kind of into the cute level, and that is Microsoft Teams group chat profile picture. So you will have a better way to reflect your team and group chat topic with custom pictures. Group chat members can upload an image or use pre-selected illustrations and emojis, adding a layer of inclusivity and expression to their chats. So basically, you can kind of brand your chat with little, picture instead of on an individual. It's like, oh, here's my picture. Now your group can actually have some sort of a icon that denotes the group, which is kind of cool. I don't see too many people getting in trouble with that one, but hey, I've been surprised before.
All right,
then,
so before the call, we were
yeah,
playing, just so everyone knows what's going on with my
and
lips
I
that are changing
still, I
color.
still wish I had this, and I don't.
We were working and looking at some of the video effects features, and I put on the Maybelline one. But if you were watching my lips right there, every time I breathed, they went back to my natural color. So I'm going to just go back to plain Jane Jennifer and look. Okay, no more craziness on
Oh,
the
no more
recording,
beer
but
goggles on anymore. All the beer goggles are gone.
all right, go ahead, Tom. What was your next
Okay,
one?
I am so lost now. Microsoft Teams short meeting URLs. This is what I get for presenting with two women. We are making meeting URLs shorter and removing unnecessary symbols and info from their, meaning
Thank
the URL,
goodness.
to make it more convenient for sharing. I think that is a great idea because sometimes these
Yes.
links look like they came from something that you can't even imagine. And one more that I will throw out there and then turn it over to whomever. OneDrive updates to file viewers. The OneDrive file viewer offers a quick and easy way to view your files in OneDrive, Teams, and SharePoint across all your devices. We all know that. OneDrive is enhancing the user interface and design of the file viewer to make it more useful and intuitive, adding a new toolbar, new panes, collaboration features. Additionally, this is a great one, the file viewer will open files up to 50% faster once these updates launched. Um, it looks like only commercial is getting that one. I don't see GCC, GCCI, or DoD, but expect
Yeah,
that
we
one
don't get
in
nice things
March.
right
You
away.
don't hate, that's why you can't have nice
But it was
things.
right away. You get nice things, but by the
Yes,
time you get them, they're nicer because you
yes.
get all of the, we work out the
Yeah,
kinks
we had
for
to
you.
work out all the kinks for you. There you go. But I think that'll be nice, and the fact that it opens faster and you have a few more options when you're looking at your files within OneDrive. So
Yeah.
good stuff.
I had one on OneDrive that was OneDrive for web, and that is a media node.
Hmm.
And I guess a node is what they call when you can find all your media. Like, so if I was filtering by a file type or something like that, I can now go in by media and say, show me all of my media files across my tenant that I have access to, or that I would typically see in OneDrive. But so that's coming. I thought that was kind of cool.
Well, I
February
think what it,
for all tenants.
I was going to say, I think what it also may mean is that down the left-hand side where they have files and they have, various breakouts for you, they may be sticking a media breakout in there.
So is it
I don't
called a
know.
breakout or is it called a node?
Well, it could be a node if it's on the side and it's broken out from everything else.
Is that what a node is?
I have no idea.
What
Work
is
with
like
me
the
here,
lump on
Jen.
your
Work with
neck?
me.
It's kind of like a chiclet.
Okay,
Like a
yeah, there you
chiclet.
go. We're back to
We're just
chiclet.
making stuff up now.
There you go.
Welcome to the Microsoft 365 roadmap
And we're
terms.
going to be sticking all your media in golden folders here.
Love it. I love it. We're going to have
Um,
to say a statement with all of the things.
there you
But
go.
okay. Another one I had was Microsoft Teams Pure View support for webinars. So I know people who are looking for the compliance standpoint of that, they can now use those features there. And then Clipchamp auto captioning. So I've played a little bit with Clipchamp, just enough to be dangerous. I'm a big fan. Um, a lot easier to use. Like, I am not a video editor by trade. I'm not any good at it, but I do enough on video. I need to edit things and I want them to not look bad. Clipchamp does a great job of helping me make it not look bad. So I'm excited about that one. And the auto captions in it will be great from an accessibility standpoint. So it can remain a tool that is really good for, well, just for the world in general, right? Like, we all should be using anything that's got the auto captioning that can do those things, because it's going to really help others who are needing that. Sometimes I like to use captionings in meetings just because everyone's talking over each other. So sometimes it's easier to hear. So um, anyway, those are my updates. What about you, Tamara?
Oh my gosh. There are so many to choose from. Let me go back up to the top. Limit presenter role permissions in Microsoft Teams. So Microsoft is introducing a tenant configuration that admins can apply to limit actions assigned to presenters in meetings. So when enabled, the presenter will no longer be able to control attendee mics and cameras, change the role of other participant, lower participants' hands, and remove participants from the meeting. We want organizers to have control, flexibility, and structure in managing their meetings. So that's coming out March 2024. Again, that's something that your admin has to turn on. And then schedule email with Copilot. So often you may want to transition a conversation from an email thread to a meeting. And Copilot helps you do this by being able to start scheduling right from the email conversation. Now, it saves you time and effort by generating a meeting invite that's ready for you to review and send. And when you click on Schedule with Copilot, a meeting form will appear with a Copilot generated meeting title, agenda, and conversation summary, woohoo, as well as a pre-filled meeting attendee list from the email thread and an attachment of the original email thread. Okay, I think that's a little overkill. And this feature will be available in the new Outlook for Windows new Outlook for Windows, comma, web, Mac, and mobile.
That's exciting. I do that
And
a
then
lot.
Tom, did you touch on the Stream Web app recap button?
I did not.
I am
Surprisingly.
surprised. I'm surprised
Go for it.
because this feature allows users to move from the Stream Web app to the equivalent meeting recording on Microsoft Teams. Watching the meeting in Microsoft Teams provides additional meeting information such as speakers and topics.
And so I think it's going to give you a better enhanced viewing experience if it was something that was done in Teams to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's probably good instead of just launching it as a standalone video, that you lose some of that Teams-like stuff that's involved.
I have,
Go
ahead.
ahead.
I was gonna say, I have one that I really like, which is the change background while recording on a phone for Microsoft Teams, because a lot of times
Nice.
I would like to be on a
Not have
phone,
people know where you
record
are.
something. Well, it's not even not have people know where I'm at, but like if I'm recording a video or something like that, it's a lot less distracting, I think, when there's just a solid background versus my environment. Because my environment,
Mhm.
I've got dogs, husbands, neighbors, everybody seems to be walking around me all the time. I've
Did you
got
say
birds out
husbands
the
plural?
window. Husband, sorry,
Okay,
I don't have
singular.
more than
I'm
one.
sorry. For a second there, I was confused, but go
But
on.
there always seems to be some type of activity, and then even out my windows, you can see, because I'm in a 360
Squirrels.
windows, there's squirrels, there's birds, there's all sorts of just craziness. So it's nice when I can do that for mobile. And I do like to record videos, and my camera on my phone is way better than my camera on the laptop, and I can put it in the right places and stuff like that. So I'm excited about that one. And that looks like it's coming in March to everywhere.
Fabulous. There were two more I wanted to touch
Okay.
on,
Go
Oh,
ahead.
and
awesome.
they have to do with e-signatures. So I'm very excited about this. SharePoint, DocuSign integration with SharePoint e-signatures, and then also SharePoint, Adobe Acrobat sign integration with SharePoint e-signature. So both of them are going to allow you to directly sign to e-sign PDF documents while you're in SharePoint. And this is right around the corner, people. We're talking March 2024, and that's coming out for your standard commercial tenant.
Love it. I have one more, but I'll let Tom go if he's got one before me.
Okay. Outlook, aggregated reaction count message list in the new Outlook for Windows and web. So this is going to show you the reactions. So if you're looking at an email, a lot of times you have little icons up at the top that says, I can do a happy icon, or I can do something like that. The way it sits right now is it sends you like a recap email saying, hey, you got a smiley face on this one. But it's in a separate email, and it's like, what email was that? It's kind of hard to draw back. It says here they'll be showing them across all the items in the conversation in the message list. Now, I don't know if that means if you're looking at like your inbox and there's just going to be a little icon there that says, hey, here's the count of reactions you had, or whether you'll actually go into the message and see the count in there. But regardless, it's going to tie that reaction and the counts and the number that you have more closely to the email itself, which will make it easier for you to see what kind of reactions you're getting, especially if your culture and your company likes to do those kind of things. So I think that'll be interesting coming to everybody in February.
Well, I love this one. It's Copilot for Microsoft 365 for Forms. So Copilot in Forms. So in natural language, you can say what I need in the form. What is the form going to do? It's going to put questions. It's going to give me the starter form. I mean, it only takes 4 or 5 clicks to do a multiple choice, but you know what? It only takes one prompt to build a multiple choice. Like that can get fast. That can be really cool. And then it's going to provide you suggestions on theming and styling to drive user
Nice.
engagement. And so
Nice.
not just on to make it look good or why am I going to put this, but it might be, add a break here so users will do this. Or it might tell you, hey, your form is too long, which by the way, I got a form last week that was too long. And so by the time I got to the places where I needed to answer it, my answer just became no. So I'm not doing this. So, it might warn you if you're asking too many questions or too many things are required. So I'm excited. I'm really excited about that. I think it will make it'll just be easier. Like,
Yeah.
what if like in your Copilot chat, it suggests, hey, you should survey your users to do this. Okay, write the form for me. And then it shows up in Microsoft Forms. Like, look at the productivity we're creating there. That's just great. I have no idea if it will work that way, by the way. That was just, my vision. Anyone else have anything?
Good to move on to rolling out.
All right, Tom, let's go with rolling out.
Okay, I will handle a couple Microsoft Teams one that are somewhat they are shared adjacent. one is hiding general channel, and this is something that's going to allow you. I knew she'd love it. You're not going to be able to delete the general channel, but if you're like, I've got this general channel, I don't want it. I've got all these other channels, which is exactly why I had it in the first place. What can I do to get rid of the general channel? Well, now they're going to allow you to hide it, which means that it's still there. You're just not going to be able to see it anymore. It's going to be like a hidden channel in your list. So I think that's a good thing for people who have always been confused about what general means and they try to delete it and the whole team thing goes and blows up. So that's one thing that's coming out. That's coming out across to everybody this month. So be looking for it. Also, I didn't know this.
So I need to be aware that every channel I'm in with or every team I'm in with Tamara, if General's quiet, she's going to go hide it.
It could happen. Clean up. No, if she just doesn't see it for about 5 minutes, then it doesn't cease to exist, or it ceases to exist anymore. So you probably won't worry about that one. Microsoft Teams private and shared channel links. Now, I didn't know this was a thing because I don't necessarily like private channels and I don't have any shared ones that I'm in, but this is copying the link of a private or shared channel or a channel post or one of its replies, and you can share it with your partners so that they can join the discussion in one click. So I'm guessing that the whole share a link within those two types of channels were not available. Now they are, so you can bring people into the conversations much more easily you could do before.
Yeah, so when you do it now in a private channel, if I want to add Tom to the private channel and I want to get him in there, like I can't add Tom because Tom isn't in the private channel, but I can't just go add him to the private channel because if I just add him to the private channel, he's got to be part of the main channel. So the experience now creates this thing that just makes you go, just do it. So if they put a share button there and I want to share, it's going to get Tom access to all of the things Tom needs access to make it work. So this will just remove, I think this will remove frustration and act like everything else. Like, well, everywhere else I'm in Office 365, I just have to have share and it does what it needs to do. So
cool.
I think it's going to help with that. And I only say that because you say you haven't used the channels. I have recently and been very frustrated. So I'm excited about that one.
Well, then great. You're going to get these. Yay, everybody. Those are my only two that I will talk at for this time.
All right. How about you, Tamara?
Oh, I've got premium Teams, support PowerPoint Live and Whiteboard for Watermark meetings. So Watermark enabled Microsoft Teams meeting will now support PowerPoint Live and Whiteboard to also be watermarked. So I think that's important if you're going to record something and put it on YouTube so other people can't steal or remix your content and that you get credit for doing that content. Also, I was looking at Microsoft Teams meeting participant time zones. When scheduling a meeting with people from different time zones, the user will be prompted with suggested start times and additional insights that correspond to participants' respective time zones, ensuring a more suitable time, like not 3 a.m., for all meeting participants.
Yeah, they've got that in Outlook right now, but they've not had it in Teams. So they're kind of bringing that one over now. And that's a great thing. I did a Spark 1 tip on it, or a 1-minute Office Magic tip. And it's really great because you include somebody who's not in the same time zone that you're setting this up. Like, this person's in this time zone. And then you go to Scheduling Assistant. You can say, okay, it's 8 o'clock in your time zone, but it's 5 p.m. in theirs. Do you really want to schedule an hour-long meeting at that point?
On Friday.
Yeah, on Friday, yeah. You don't.
Yeah.
Been there, done that.
You just don't.
Been in that.
Yeah, and been part of those.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
and
go
then,
ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, you go.
I've got one for Microsoft Teams. So allowing participants to create collaborative notes before, after, and during the meeting. So that's just another way to make the collaboration that we typically do easy with one another. So that is one that I was excited about. And then meeting update options for town halls. They're getting a lot of those same updates that we have, so you can edit the meeting and stuff like that directly from that. So we're seeing the features catch up as all part of this new Teams things. There is one other one that I think people will notice, and that's just Teams. Inside of Microsoft Teams, meetings recording and transcription tab is going to be replaced by a recap tab. Now, if you never went into the transcription and meeting recordings tab, you'll probably not notice. If you had always been doing that or had been looking for that before, you might not necessarily know that recap what.
My cheese.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense though, because when you're working with Teams Premium and Copilot, some of the features that you get have to do with the meeting recap. And in order to get the recap, you have to have transcriptions and recordings on. So you've got so many words with so many places that they're tell people to go that it makes sense to me that they're combining it. So I'm happy to see that. That should be here, at least in the enterprise tenant this month.
Fabulous. One other thing I wanted to point out, and this, I use webinars a lot. I use them like 4 times a week. And no, 6. 6 times.
I was going to say, I think 4's shooting low. You could have said a day and I would have been like, yeah.
6 webinars a week.
But now organizers can rearrange the sequence of registration form questions that are presented to attendees during the webinar registration process. The questions available for reordering include address, city, state, zip code, country and region, job title, organization, industry, and custom questions. I'm so thrilled with that. I really, really am.
I'm thrilled that you're thrilled.
Very excited.
Does
As a
anyone
person
have
who's
any?
married to her, I'm very happy that she's thrilled because it makes my life a lot easier.
Does anyone else have anything in rolling out, or shall we move to launched?
Let's go to
No,
lunch.
let's go to launch.
Well, I only have one in launched, which I think is pretty cool. And this is Outlook. Stream videos can now be watched inline in Outlook. So we're introducing the ability to watch stream videos inline in Outlook on the web and for Windows. If someone pastes a stream video in a supported Outlook app, then when they send it to you, you're going to be able to watch it directly inline and play it, so you don't have to leave Outlook, go to the thing. How great is this for like a message from someone, like, a mass message, like the CEO wants to email the whole company. We're in a smallish company, so that makes sense. That would be something that you do, or a message from someone, seeing it directly in your Outlook. That's good stuff. So I like that. I think it's good stuff.
I
So
tried
that was
testing this one
mine.
today and it didn't work. So I don't know that it has hit our tenant yet, unfortunately.
I'm guessing it doesn't work or something's been disabled. It doesn't say that it has to be, well,
Enabled.
but it does say participants will see a link to the video which they can watch in the Stream web app. And then in parentheses, I mean, it's like if you otherwise they'd see it in the Stream web app with a link, but it says depending on the organization's file sharing settings. So there might be
Ooh,
something, there
okay.
might be something with that we'd need to look into. It doesn't say
Okay.
anything specifically, but maybe there. I'd say it
That
either
would make
hasn't hit
sense.
or there's some configuration, would be
Yeah.
my guess. But cool. What about you, Tamara? What do you like in launched?
There are two Microsoft Purview compliance items that came up for the US government clouds. One is the communication compliance, gain context around ML model policy matches. And then the other one is compliance portal, communication compliance, leveraged advanced classifications. Now, I think the leveraged advanced classifications is really important. Communication compliance policies now support detection of inappropriate sharing of the following sensitive information types: named entities, credentials, and exact match data. So this is going to be just phenomenal for government agencies. These new sensitive information types will be accessible to designated administrators during policy configuration. Communication compliance helps organizations detect explicit code of conduct, regulatory compliance violators such as harassing or threatening language, sharing of adult content, and inappropriate sharing of sensitive information. Built with privacy by design, usernames are pseudonymized. I didn't know that was a word. By default, role-based access controls are built in. Investigators are explicitly opted in by an admin, and the audit logs are in place to help ensure user-level privacy. So that, I think, is going to be a big hitter with the government
Now
agency.
I'm obsessing on that word pseudonymized. Denominized.
Yeah.
That's where my brain went. For the machine learning model one that you talked about being available in the government, there's a roadmap item above it for it being in non-government, so being in the worldwide cloud. So that looks like it's coming to both, maybe a little bit differently, but it's pretty much the same title, different number, and the same description. So I'm assuming it works
We'll
the
go with
same,
it.
but you know what happens when you assume. So it could be that one launched on March 1st and one launch is going to finish launching on the 31st. Maybe a timing thing. Who knows?
Makes sense.
Well, Tom, I was going to ask you what you wanted to pick from launched, but Tamara and I just
There's this white entry underneath the fourth one there that I can talk about.
Yeah, we
Looks
clean
like
sweeped that
everything's
one.
gone.
Sorry, Tom. We let you go first in the other two sections.
You did. You were so kind to me. I'm okay with this.
We have nothing in canceled this week, but we will be back next week with another set of updates. So we will see everybody next week.
Bye.
everyone.